Welcome to another mobile edition of Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed Wallace. We are two retired New York City police detectives with 20 plus years of law enforcement. And if you like all things true crime related from an investigator and police standpoint, please hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you'll get all things DutyRon and Ed Wallace when we go live or upload another video. Today we're going to talk about the preview for tonight's show with Dr. Joni Johnston. She is a forensic psychologist, a private investigator, a crime writer, and she has a podcast. She's a jack of all trades. But before we get into talking about that, I want to say a special thank you on behalf of myself and Ed to all the Patreon supporters, the channel members, and all the folks who positively engage in these communities, all of our community chats and all of the things that we do. You guys are what makes us a great place. Ed, how you doing today? How's the dog?
Kara's doing good. I'm doing good. Every day is a new learning adventure between us and Kara, and she's learning very fast. We're already, giving her positive reinforcement and treats for all the commands that she's starting to learn. And in terms of housebreaking, we placed a bell on the doorknob of the back door to the yard, and we're training her to hit the bell when she has to relieve herself. And it's when she does it, we give her a treat immediately, take her outside, and then we take her to the location where we want her to do her business. And when she does her business there, we praise her and give her a treat. She's already learning the commands: sit, nice, lay down. She's fetching, all doing well with the positive reinforcement. And we have the cage for her, and she goes in, and she always wants to be around us. She never wants to be left out of anything.
You know what I think is great too, Ed, is she's being trained by one of the best teachers, Ed Wallace. So
I don't know how that is with the canines, but I definitely humans I'm adapt to.
Everybody's saying that the bell thing is really cool, and yeah, I mean, I've heard of it. I haven't seen anybody or talked to anybody who actually implemented it. But it seems like it's working, so that's a great thing.
Yeah, we did that with our last dog, and so we just carried that over to this to our new fur baby.
Awesome. So I'm really excited about tonight's show. Dr. Joni Johnston, she was on with us before to talk about Brian Laundrie and all of the forensic psychology behind what makes somebody like that tick. We're going to ask her tonight, to talk about Casey White and primarily Vicki White, because more so I'm interested in how does somebody that is, under all circumstances, and when you look at it from the outside, kind of like, a career professional, 17 years in that facility and a total of combined 25 years, you wonder, how does somebody like that go wrong so fast? And we know that it happened over a 2-year period, but was it longer? Does it take less time than that? I know you got a lot of questions for her, and you have family who are studying to become a forensic psychologist. Do you feel that career is what's your thoughts on forensic psychologist, Ed?
Well, first of all, I have two family members that are going to. One is a psychologist, PhD in psychology, therapeutic psychology, and the other is my goddaughter and my niece. She is getting her PhD in forensic psychiatry, psychology rather, not psychiatry, and because one is an MD and one is not. I've been in training with the FBI behavioral profile people down at Quantico, Virginia, and I find the discipline amazing, and I love the case studies, and I love learning about how they do what they do. And what they're looking at and setting up these profiles. I don't see it as junk science. I hear people say that every once in a while. Hey, but there's a lot of people who don't believe in it, including some judges. The judges are not all knowing and all educated. I find a lot of the times I have to educate the judges on various forensics and disciplines and subspecialties and
Right.
in addition to the jury.
Yeah, we hear a lot of professionals that come on and do news interviews, and they try to poo-poo some of the other professions. And like we had Dan Ribicoff, our good friend Timmy Acosta is a trained professional polygraph expert, and people put down all these different trades. But I think that this is a forensic psychiatry or psychology, as we say. You got me on the psychiatry thing. Forensic psychology is a much needed trade and a craft, because you have so many criminals and you have so much studies that, so much work to do to study what makes a criminal tick and what makes a criminal go and act out on these thoughts and things of that nature. So she's been doing this for over 30 years. So we're going to have her for about an hour tonight, and we're going to, talk about everything Vicky and Casey White. But I'm going to try to focus more on Vicky than Casey, because we know that he's pretty much washed up. But we are concerned, and a lot of us have thoughts about, how does an inmate get to manipulate a executive? She wasn't just a corrections officer. She was in the executive management position, the number 2 inside that jail. I mean, it's kind of odd and off-putting to hear that, Ed. In New York City, you hear about regular correction officers going bad or doing bad things, off-duty cops and things of that nature, but you're not really getting a whole bunch. You do get it, but you're not getting a whole bunch of deputy inspectors that are, and chiefs that are going on the wayside.
Yeah.
So that's what was.
In my experience, this is what I found in civil service, especially law enforcement. Okay. You can make it past the medical, you can make it past the psychological, and you can make it past the background investigation. But you maybe in your youth, or right up until the time you came on the job, you were a bit of a bad boy or bad girl, and you did things that were not socially acceptable. But you just stayed below the radar in terms of committing crimes. Okay.
Right.
And then what ends up happening is when you come on a job like ours, the police department, or in corrections, and you're given a badge and a gun and authority and so forth, those bad traits that you had before you came on the job then resurface in bad behavior on the job, because now the authority has come to your head, and you think you have this power to do bad things, and it's not true. Now, I'm not saying that's the case here at all for Vicky. Vicky is a complete case study. There have been profiles on people like Vicky because there have been other incidents where people in corrections officers and civilian females working in correction facilities succumbing to the come-ons of the inmates, and then falling in love with them, and then assisting them in escape plans.
Yeah, there's a lot of Rico Suaves that get locked up. A lot of the guys that are out committing these crimes are very good at swindling people. They're very good at, convincing people that they're good to commit their crimes. So this narcissistic behavior and this controlling behavior, it carries on into jail. We heard Anthony Ganji, our good friend from Tier Talk podcast, he talked about inmate manipulation. He's got a book on it. And I think that a certain element of this has come into play with Vicky White and the Casey White situation. He damn sure, I would bet my pension on it, that he manipulated her and he coaxed her into and told her all the things that she needed to hear. Now, we also forget that her ex-husband, she was, although they were divorced, she was living with her, and she was his primary caregiver during the course of his illness. And he died in January. So she might have been extremely vulnerable along the way, but over the top vulnerable come after she buried the person who she was with for a long time, even though they were divorced. So it takes its toll on you, and I'm sure this guy seized that opportunity and really went in for it big time at that point.
Yeah,
But I don't want to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
Go
please.
ahead. Yeah, I get what you're saying. We don't want to go too far into it because we want to still be able to have things to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
And it's really not. It's speculation on our behalf, but I seriously think that a lot of this came into play with her. But then again, you look at her corrections, the people who she worked alongside of, her coworkers and the people that she worked and supervised, they all came out to her funeral. So that was pretty much of a testament to how she really, how she really was with them, and how perhaps they didn't believe or couldn't come to the conclusion that she was truly evil and bad. So maybe there's more to the story that we don't know. But before we go any further, I want to say happy 29th birthday to Alicia B., our great mod, our great friend, a great supporter. She turned 29 today. She only turns 29 once. But as Ed joked around, you gotta say she's turning a big number today. I'm not gonna give out. The worst thing that you could do is talk about a woman's weight and her age. Those are the two things that I learned over the time. So I don't even go near there. That's why I say 29. Happy birthday, Alicia B.
No, remember, it's an anniversary of her 18th birthday.
There you go. Thank you, Ed. I knew you would have it. If you can, could you play the intro for Dr. Joni Johnston? Johnston? Yeah, so we're going to play a little piece. This is just from her YouTube channel, and this is a little bit of her background. It's a little trailer that she has on her YouTube channel. Ed's going to cue it up, and we're going to rock and roll with that.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yep. You just got to make it big screen.
Welcome to Unmasking a Murder.
Right there to the right. To the right, big screen. Yep.
I'm Dr. Joni Johnston, a clinical and forensic psychologist, private investigator, and true crime writer. I've been interested in the criminal mind ever since I read Helter Skelter, a book about Charles Manson and his cult while on vacation with my family at age 14. The goal of this show is to go behind what happened and take a look at why it happened. I hope to bring my experience in prisons, jails, and forensic hospitals, along with the available research and compelling cases, to explore murder, why it happens, how it happens, and what we can do to prevent it.
Awesome.
All right.
So there you have it. Remove. There we go. I did it. I took care of it. You just got to stop it from playing in the background. So that's going to be our guest for tonight, Dr. Joni Johnston. She is awesome. Over 30 years, and she will correct me when she comes on about the years. I know it's over 30 years in the field. She is just a wealth of information. We are going to pick her brain apart, everything about Casey and Vicki White. If you have questions for tonight's show, leave those questions on DutyRon.com, maybe down below in the comment section. Send us questions for tonight's show. So this way we can field a few questions for you guys on the in the audience. I love the user feedback. I love the user interaction. So if you guys, as watchers, we want you guys to be a part of the show. Ed and I love to get the questions from you, and for the folks who send questions in on a regular basis, thank you so much for sending in your questions. We love it. Ed and I encourage you guys to to engage us before, during, and after the show. Right, Ed? Don't you
Amen.
like that?
I do like the interaction with our audience and our members, our family. Yes, and Matty boy, I know it wasn't you. Sorry, my phone went off. I thought I had it on silence. But good ears, though. Good ears. And I just want to also wish Alicia B a happy birthday. And so we're going to sing happy birthday to her or what?
No.
No?
We don't want to. We'll lose half of our audience if we start saying that. I mean, we could do that, but we want to do a little something, a little happy birthday. All right, let's do it.
Happy birthday
birthday
to
to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alicia.
Alicia B.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Alicia. That's about all you'll get out of these two salty old timers.
And
Ed, if you had the bagpipes, you could have banged out a little bagpipe happy birthday, right?
I could, yeah. And Melissa, my dog's name is Kara with a C, not a K, but that's great.
All right. Ed's correction. Hey, Sharon is here. She's a good friend from Instagram and Twitter, Periscope. Those are the days when I was on Periscope. So hello to you. Thank you for joining. Tennessee Girl is, I think she was a member. Oh, it says new member. Maybe she became a new member. Thank you, Tennessee Girl. Love and respect to, that's ground zero for Summer Wells. And by the way, for all of my Summer Wells folks who are following the Summer Wells case, it's coming up June 15th. Next month will be 1 year since she was allegedly reported missing by her family. We are going to do a live stream show with EquiSearch, with Dave Rader, Twyla Cisco, Ed Wallace, and myself. And we are going to recap, unfortunately, the year in review with the Summer Wells case. And we're going to be doing that shortly. So look out for that. For those of you who are following the Summer Wells case, let me know in the chat by saying me, M-E. You could just type me in the chat if you're following the Summer Wells case. That's the 5-year-old who was reported missing out of Easton, Tennessee by Candace and Don Wells, her parents. So that's a case that we will be doing some follow-up stuff on. Ed's having fun working the switchboard behind me. So it's cool. Look at all the me's in the chat. Look at how many people who are not only following what we're talking about here today, Vicki White, Casey White, but they're following Summer Wells. What are you laughing about, Ed? Let me hear it.
No, I mean, people were saying in the chat about I can quit my day job and sing for a living, or did I have voice lessons? And I haven't had voice lessons per se. I am a musician, so I do have that ear. I love karaoke. And
no accolades for me. Nothing
and
for me. Ed?
I was a song and dance man in theater. So
what about me? Anyways, it's all good. So a lot of people here in the chat. Let me just let's pool the chat for a little bit. I like to do this. Who's going to be available tonight? 8 p.m. Eastern. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is going to be our show. It's already scheduled. I have it linked down below in the description. Let me know who's going to be here for the show tonight. Just put PFD. That's present for duty. Let me know if you're going to be PFD. Somebody already did it before I even said it. Sharing Sharon Creates. It was the first one to put a PFD in the chat. I love it. Teresa says me. Be Real says me. Ron, you were a little okay. I need practice. That's Sharon from, she's my good friend from Periscope, and she could dog me anytime she wants.
okay.
All right, Diana is going to be there. Joey Brooklyn. Hey, Joey Brooklyn. Joey is no longer Joey Brooklyn. He's Joey Long Island. So we got to change his screen name, Joey Long Island.
So roll call is at 8 o'clock, folks. So present for duty at 8 o'clock or 2000 hours.
2000. Look, we have a Facebook user. I don't know who it is, but someone on Facebook, because we're streaming live to Facebook. Somebody from the UK.
Cornwell, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Facebook user. You have to enable Facebook and allow them to see your screen name for it to post. So if you don't allow that and give those permissions, they do not allow you to your name to be displayed. Tracy comes up with a reply for tomorrow.
We always love our replay.
Yeah,
we always love our replay viewers.
So yeah, I saw it say reply, but it says replay. Okay, thank you. That's the lettering is so small on the phone, Ed. I know you know this. I'm like looking up at it now. I can see it. Yeah. So we're gonna have a great show for you tonight. Forensic psychologist Dr. Joni Johnston is going to be joining us. It's going to be great. We'll give you about an hour. I don't like to go over an hour with the shows because it gets to be redundant. There's only so much you could cover. Some of the shows will last past an hour because there's a lot. Gerda is our good friend from the replay. It's 2 a.m. in South Africa at 8 p.m. our time. Listen, we understand. It's just hard for us to schedule these shows because I had to gear this show around the doctor. She needed an earlier time because she's in California on the West Coast. So she needed that earlier time. And Ed and I, thank God we were available at 8 o'clock. Ed's off most of this week. So we need to gang rush Ed and like hit him up for as much content as we can and get out of him this week. Because next week it's probably going to be he'll have the full Monty of Ed Wallace and training.
Yeah, next week I'll be working hard because I took this week off to get to Kara and help Kara out. Yes, I love labs. It's not Hebrew. It was Arabic.
There you go. Oh boy. Sandy in Canada says, I will be there. I will be there. Lisa Diz says, I can't wait for tonight. Again, just leave us, go on DutyRon.com and just put questions for show tonight. And if you are a member of Crime Time with DutyRon, if you're not yet a member, consider becoming a member. We have a members only Discord group. In that Discord group, I'm asking you guys to go over to the section of questions for tonight's show. So for my Discord people, go over to questions for tonight's show and leave the questions in that room that we've created on Discord. If you're not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. So it's all your fault, Ed Wallace. Hit that notification bell so you will get all things DutyRon and Ed Wallace. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all one word, DutyRon. We are also on TikTok against Ed Wallace's best wishes. We are on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen.
Gerda, are you been talking to my wife again? It's always my fault. And Ramona, and the answer would be A.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. So there's a replay viewer from the UK. Not many people stay up late. Wendy H says UK, so I will replay. Thank you. I Love Lab says Ed Wallace is a cool genius. You know what's great about Ed? I'm going to leave that up for a second. He is. I've met so many different levels of education or educated folks, and Ed is very smart, right? But he is not one of those smart, snooty people. He is smart, and he is like one of us, one of the regular guys and gals. So Ed will make you feel at home, even though he could run circles around you. That's what I have to say about him. That's what I learned about Ed in this short period of time. He has a way of explaining things through his teachings and through his experience, but the way he is as a person, he doesn't make anybody feel like he's better than you. And that's what I like about Ed.
I don't know about genius there. I love labs, but I'm very humbled by your comment. All the gifts I've gotten from God and my family, and I realized after college that I needed to use them to help our society, our community, our country, and our nation and the world, for that matter. And that's what I've set about doing. So Thank you very much.
And Ed, you met Joey Brooklyn, right? Joey Brooklyn.
Oh, always.
Joey Brooklyn, great guy, and he says, Ed, the comment went by, but he basically said Ed Wallace is one cool dude. So we spent the day at the Gabby Petito golf outing together, and we were able to have a really nice day there today. Rocky Pastorino is here in the channel member. He was boots on the ground for Naomi's case. Rocky and Casey are, now really good friends through that tragic, horrific crime that is we are still looking at Troy Driver, and we want to make sure justice is served in Naomi's case. So Rocky is here. Much respect and love to you and the community in Fernley, Nevada. Crime Time with DutyRon, we stand with you, and we will continue to cover Naomi's case and make sure justice is served for that family. I spoke with Diana, Naomi's mom, on Instagram, and she sent me a couple of messages and some concerns, and she was sending me some questions about the case. So we continue to keep in contact with the Iron family, Arion family. I call them Iron. The Arion family. We continue to keep in touch with them. We want to open up lines of communication and actually keep them updated on what's going on back over here. And she's like, I'm back in Africa in South Africa. So it's hard for her to get updates because of such time differences and things of that nature. So great to see you, Rocky. Thanks for joining. Ed, you're having a field day today. You're taking advantage that I'm in the mobile and you're working the switchboard.
There you go. Well, I want to first of all to Ramona Shakram for Pat's Cats. Cara there's an Italian name Cara, but the Cara that I chose was the Irish Gaelic for friend.
There you go.
And see, look. So you're not alone here.
Love you both, DutyRon and Ed Wallace. There you go. Sana Elise Hof Johnson. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And guys, again, if you're not yet subscribed, consider subscribing, following us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, all one word, DutyRon. Go over to DutyRon.com and also give us the thumbs up, give it a like, and subscribe. Ralph Spinelli is in the building, and he says, DutyRon and Ed, you guys are great gentlemen. Ralphie boy, thank you so much. What a name. I love it. Ralph Spinelli. I used to work
Grazie paisan. Grazie paisan.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is a good live stream here today. I love it. A lot of great comments, a lot of good commenters. But I am definitely looking forward to all of the questioning that we're going to give to the great doctor that's coming on with us tonight. Joni Johnston, forensic psychologist, 30 plus years of experience. She's also even a private investigator. We'll talk to her a little bit about everything. We'll get to talk about a little bit of everything. Look at Lorna McKenzie. She can't. We could do a show dedicated to your dog, Kara. Now, I guarantee you there would be a lot of interest in your dog. We might have to start a YouTube channel with Kara.
Yeah. Lorna, I know it's also Gaelic Scottish as well. So it meets my Celtic background, at least on half the side of my family.
There you go. There's Lieutenant Pete Pranzo. Thank you, boss, for being here. Retired lieutenant, Harlem Raiders, street crime, great boss, cop's cop. Love Pete Pranzo. Pat's Cat sends in a $2 super chat, and says, Ron is adorable. So is Ed.
Okay. You guys are doing very much for our egos.
Yeah, love you guys. Keep it up. Keep doing it. We want more. I'm going to fix the layout because too much of us up close gets a little dangerous. Maybe if we pull back a little bit more, maybe they'll be like, well, they're maybe even a little bit more handsome. All right, so Dawn Marie putting the fire. Look at this. We're getting out of control right now. Amelia, look at Amelia. You both are cuties. Our wives we're going to get in trouble. You better stop it, Amelia. No, we know it's all good. It's coming from a good way. DP Infomist is like, egos. Our egos are getting boosted here. DutyRon and Ed Wallace, best channel. It just keeps going. We got to end this. Rocky is at work. He's moving dirt. So he says, sorry, I can't text much. He's a heavy machine operator over in Nevada, and he does sometimes light up Facebook Lives right from his big machine that he's moving dirt around with. So Rocky, thank you for stopping in. Be safe. Be careful in what you're doing. He's operating heavy machinery. Cheryl says, me. See, a lot of people come in on the show like earlier, like she's back on to where we were asking questions. Make sure you put live chat on your chat. If you're not on live chat, you could be way behind. Pat's Cat sends in a bunch of hearts and a lightning bolt. I think
tonight at 8. Tonight at 8.
All right, 8 p.m.
Eastern time.
I think we've done enough damage here today, Ed. You got any final thoughts for the folks for tonight's show? Anything that you could share, or what we're going to be covering?
Well, like I said, if you study these things, the case histories of this type of manipulation by inmates on their guards, you will find that I'm sure that our esteemed guests will give you the information about the profile that she fits into.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And the thing of it is we love to give you guys our police perspective, Ed's knowledge, my knowledge in fugitive enforcement and going out and hunting down evil, Ed's crime scene and DNA and all of his expertise. But when there's something outside of our realm, outside of what our expertise is, we have, and Ed, I always say this, you always joke around with me about show our age. Ed has a vast Rolodex, and so do I. You know, so we know a lot of different people from the trades. So our Rolodex is wide and deep. And it really has a lot of people in it that we could, you know, again, bringing in forensic anthropologists, forensic odontologists, the bug doctor, you know, all the different things. You know, we have this available to us because of the trade that we were in and because of the work that we've done. And so that's a great thing. And that's why we reached out to, well, I reached out to Dr. Joni Johnston and it said, could you come on? And she was just like, oh, hell yeah, I'll come on. Where's my button? Oh, hell yeah. So she graciously accepted. So we're going to have her for about an hour tonight. And I think it's going to be good. Again, leave us comments down below and in the description here, in this video, in the description, I have pinned in the comments down, not in the comments, in the description, I have pinned tonight's live stream. So if you're lazy and you don't want to go look for it, just go in the description. It shows a link. You can click on it and then boom, it takes you right over there. I want to say thank you to everyone who has given Super Chat, who has become a channel member. And a lot of you have been sending super thanks. That's enabled on this channel. And what that is if you're watching the replay, you can leave a Super Chat on the replay. And it says super thanks. I get special notices of it. I don't know if Ed sees it, but I definitely see it. And when it says super thanks and there's the super chat with it, I always say thank you. If I might, you know, I might be on a little bit of a delay sometimes, but I always respond to all the super thanks and all of the comments that I can get to. And Ed works hard on the comments as well too. He's unbelievable. I don't even know how he finds the time, and he says the same thing to me. How do you find the time? So we managed to make it work, right, Ed?
That's right. That's right. I mean, it's all, you know, it's all about you guys.
Yep, and it's teamwork between Ed and I. We kind of, you know, we spread ourselves thin in our professional lives, but we do. When we do this, we take it serious, you know, so this is not something that we're doing by a fly by night kind of thing. So if there's legit questions asked and they warrant an answer, we give the answer. If we don't have the answer to it, we're not going to give an answer. We'll get back to you on it.
That's right.
We'll get it.
We'll get it.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. Ed, thank you so much for taking out time today. I look forward to seeing you tonight at about 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be live. We have a scheduled show. I'll see you guys all there. Ed, thank you. And give that dog lots of hugs and kisses from me, my wife, and my family, and the whole entire DutyRon. I mean, I made another post today, and everyone's going wild on it. So,
oh, really? I didn't see it. Okay, I got to go look.
Yeah. We'll see you guys all tonight. Thank you for joining, and God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, and all victims of crime and their families across the globe. We'll see you tonight at 8 p.m.
Thanks, right,
guys.
Stay safe. Stay prepared. Watch your six.
Thank you, Ed. Bye, guys.